We have 3 products, but one of my favorite products, one of the ones that I really encourage everybody to get involved with, is the Nature Burst. It is a superfood. It is not a filler, it is not a vitamin, it's not a supplement. It is actually 30 different fruits and vegetables freeze-dried and ground up and put into this canister for you to use. So it does have a shelf life. You can't keep it around for 5 years and think that you're going to use it later. But what it does is it saves you on cost, or should I say waste. For example, most of us, if we think about eating healthy or trying to change our diet or improve the quality of our lives, we'll go out and we'll buy all these fruits and we'll buy these vegetables and we'll be all gung-ho and we're going to eat all of this. And most of the time, because of the demand of life, work and children and just sometimes plain old forgetfulness, we'll go ahead and buy all of these particular products. We'll spend $100, $60, whatever at the grocery store, some people even more, and you put it down at that bottom drawer, that crisper, keeps it nice and fresh. And then as soon as you get ready to use it, a lot of times by the time we get to it, one, it's already a biology project. It's green and it's molding and it's some little green people beating drums on your apples and your grapes. So a lot of times we end up throwing the food out. United States, just so you know, we are one of the most wasteful countries, and we are the most wasteful country in the world. And that's because, number one, we rely on too much of the fast food, microwaved, around the corner, out the chute, down the drawer, box on the counter. That's how most of us live. And most of the time, that's because people don't have enough time to actually cook anymore. When you come home from work, you're tired. So you want fast and instant, and nobody's getting back to what we used to do. But your ancestors and your great-grandparents and your great-great-grandparents, guess how they used to eat? They used to grow it in the backyard or raise it in the backyard, and they used to go out and kill it or pick it, and they used to cook it. So they lived a lot longer. If you look at your history, most of your great-grandparents, when they were 80 and 90 years old, they were a lot healthier than we are today. We've gotten away from what we are supposed to be doing. So the Nature Burst gets you back in touch with what the body is designed to do. The body is a self-healing machine. But because of all the nonsense that we have put into it, because of all the processed foods and all the chemicals that we put into our bodies no longer function normally. Now tell me, how many people know someone that is suffering from diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, arthritis? By raising hands, do you know anybody that is suffering from that or affected by that? Okay, so that's all of us. Do you know anybody that's been affected by cancer? Okay, so that's all of us. Guess what? Newsflash. Diabetes does not just happen. Cancer does not just happen. High cholesterol, obesity does not just happen. If you are affected by it or you know someone who is affected by it, it is a direct result of what you've done to your body over a course of time. What people don't know is every 30 days our body rebuilds and restructures itself with brand new cells. But depending on what you have put into it 30 days prior will determine what is the building blocks for your body. So it's like building this house off of termite-infested wood. If we started to build this house off of termite-infested wood, this house would still not be here 50 plus years later because it'd be gone. You started off bad. That's the same thing with our bodies. So if you put bad building blocks into your body, it's going to perform terribly. How many of you guys think that when you do damage to your body, whether it's high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, or obesity, how many of you think you can call God and ask him for an exchange because you messed up the one you got? Anybody? Oh, I didn't think so. What we do, we have to deal with. So I always tell people there's a difference between living to the ripe old age of 80 or 90 years old and being dependent on someone else's care. And there's a difference in being 80 or 90 years old and actually being able to be dependent on your own care and be able to take care of yourself. There are those two types of people. Checking those senior citizens' homes. There's a lot of people sitting rotting away because of something that they've probably done to themselves earlier on in life. You don't start taking care of yourself when you fall apart. You start maintenance at the very beginning, as early as your teens, as early as children. When we're raising our children, we're supposed to be starting that foundation when they're growing up so that they grow up to be healthier adults. Most of us don't realize that we should be taking care of ourselves normally until it's kind of too late. But the good news is, depending on what's happening, you can reverse some of the damage that you've done. So the Nature Burst actually has 30 different fruits and vegetables. Some of the ingredients actually help with preventing cancer. It helps with anti-inflammatories for those who have arthritis or premature arthritis. it actually helps to reverse some of the signs or some of the damage created by type 2 diabetes. We have a lot of people who are coming off of diabetes medication. Some people are having their diabetes medication lowered. It also reverses the damage of high cholesterol and high blood pressure. I'll speak for myself. For those of you who already don't know my story, I'm actually legally handicapped. I actually have a broken back right now. I was in Kessler's Rehabilitation Institute. I had to learn how to walk all over again. My dear friend Tremaine used to wheel me down the hallways of Kessler when I had to learn how to walk again. I was on a cane and a walker. I stand in front of you. Nothing is different but that nature burst. One of the beauties about our bodies is the brain is a miraculous thing all in itself. But pain usually comes from signals coming from a part of the body, inflammation normally, sending signals up through the spinal cord, up into the brain, telling you that something's wrong. So if you don't have inflammation in your body, guess what? It's not going to trigger those pain receptors, which means you're not going to